Hey, it's Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate. So I wanted to do a quick video, agent training video for agents and just some basic guidelines for how they should interact with attorneys representing their own clients. So as we know, a couple of basics here. First, here in Massachusetts, as real estate agents or brokers, we should never dissuade or discourage any client from seeking legal advice. In fact, we should probably do the opposite. In fact, encourage our clients to seek legal advice. And every email I send, right in the signature, it always says Jack Gately Real Estate encourages clients to seek legal advice for every real estate transaction. So now we have that one set out, and that should be a basic that you're already familiar with. The second is, or two things I should say, are golden rules of dealing with attorneys. Number one, we want to make sure that everyone on our side of the transaction are on the same page in speaking with the same voice to the co-broke side of the transaction. So that's critical. And number two, we always want to make sure that everyone on our side is up to date on the process and in the status of the negotiations. So let's take number one. The best way to handle this is just to simply, as soon as you know who the attorney is representing your client, is pick up the phone and call that attorney. Introduce yourself. You can also do this by email, but I prefer phone. Introduce yourself, say, hey, this is where we are in the process. By the way, you'll very often hear about attorneys being involved in the process, usually shortly after the offer is accepted. So call up that attorney, introduce yourself. This is where we are in the process. This is the 4 things that we need to negotiate relative to the purchase and sale, which is due at the end of the week, for instance. And I'm going to go negotiate these 4 things. I'm going to keep you in the loop. So that's rule number 2. I'm going to keep you in the loop, and I'm going to email you on all these transactional details so you know where we are. And therefore, they know who you are. They know what the process of the transaction is. Very, very simple. Communication is the key. Now, you're going to have some attorneys who want to handle all of the negotiation themselves. They'll let you know about that. That's relatively rare. Usually, they're going to want to have you handle the transactional details. And then when it kind of gets down to the nitty-gritty relative to the final language, they usually take it over from there, either in additional language in the standard P&S, or they're going to handle it in a rider thereafter. Now, every transaction is different, and what I've just described can vary significantly based on the type of property and the type of clients and the type of attorneys. There's more moving parts, obviously, but again, the number one rule: never discourage a client from seeking legal advice. In fact, you probably want to encourage it. And then once you have an attorney that is been assigned to the client that you're representing, either as the buyer or seller, you want to immediately contact that attorney, give them an update on the status of the transaction, and then keep them in the loop thereafter. So for Jack Gately Real Estate, I'm Jack Gately. You can always reach me at jack@jackgately.com for email, or you can get me on Twitter at GatelyWire, or on Snapchat at GatelyWire, or just call me direct, 617-903-7878. Hey, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.